Jalisa. A year ago, next week, my grandma died. And that day, because we're such a close, tight family, everyone in my family was crying. I looked like a mess. But my youngest brother, Leroy, he was 11 at the time, he wasn't crying. He was asking us all questions. What are your memories of Grandma? So I decided to answer these questions because I know that my brother has autism, which means he handles situations differently than everybody else would. So while I believe that he was grieving, I believe that he was sad, but he was just handling it differently. So the next morning, my dad, he decides to play CDs of my grandma singing in her younger days and her favorite music. I have no idea what his issue is. So, you may be wondering, what's the diagnosis for autism? What do I need to know about autism? The myths, the truths, and how do people live with autism? I know what you're thinking. What type of autism exists? How do I know if someone I know has autism? There are two basic types of autism. You have low autism, which means the person usually has a low IQ, and they have less functional activities, which means they can't do normal everyday things on their own. And then you have high autism, which means the person has normal to high IQ, and they're more functional, they can get by easily, but they're still socially awkward. Symptoms. As an infant, a person with autism may be unresponsive, they may be able to focus on one item, which is unusual for babies because they get easily bored, and they focus on many things at once. In childhood development, their pace is slower, which means while other kids are walking, they're still at the crawling stage. While other kids are talking, they're still not speaking to you. And they don't respond to their name usually, and they have trouble making eye contact. In the later stage, school stage, they may develop an inability to make friends because of their social awkwardness. They have their focus is intense on one item. My brother, his focus is Pokemon. Purely Pokemon. I stopped liking Pokemon around 8 years old. My brother he draws Pokemon, he talks about Pokemon, he wants Pokemon toys, and he's 12 now. And they're usually inflexible. We would usually call this stubborn. With any subject, there are myths and there are truths. A myth about autism is they don't care about other people. The truth is that people with autism have trouble making spontaneous relationships as normal people do. So I believe this means their relationships are genuine. They have trust in their relationships. Another myth is it's caused by parental behavior. This is not true. The cause is still unknown, which means that in our school days where they said, oh, that child has no home training, or something must be wrong with parents and child acting like that. Well, they didn't know that it could be a mental disorder. People with autism cannot live successful lives. This is also untrue. People with high-functioning autism can very well live successful lives, as well as people with low-functioning autism. They can have programs and they can have homes where they're taught to live. And people with autism all have 7 skills, which means they have extraordinary abilities. This is also untrue. Only some develop extraordinary abilities, and others just have normal, everyday skills. Another myth, which is kind of sad, there is no cure for autism. But, however, there are treatments that help a person with autism live normally. Okay. Living with autism. How do people live with autism? Relationships. Parents and family, you just work with the person. You can talk to them, make sure you grab their focus. And a person with autism, they can learn how to live in society without conforming to it. They can teach others about their autism. And they can live passionately and without fear of who God made them. Conclusively, I would hope that you have a better understanding of autism and the diagnosis, the myths, the truths, and I would hope you understand that strange kid who was in class.